My name is Leslie Ostrowski, and I am excited to be talking with you today about describing the relationships between students and instructors in the adult learning environment and how important it is to be able to establish important relationships and rapport with our adult learners. So let's get to it. First, let's talk about trust. I think we all can agree that trust is one of the most important characteristics, really, of any relationship. This is especially true when addressing the relationship between an instructor and a student. Dr. Mary Ellen Weimer, in her paper on building rapport with your students, tells us that building rapport does not necessarily result in learning, but it does help to create an environment conducive to learning. When a student feels they are in a safe place in which to learn, and that there is a trusting relationship with the instructor, motivation can increase. Communication becomes more meaningful, and mutual respect is evident. So there are so many best practices to build those relationships and establish that rapport with learners. Dr. Weimer continues to mention that there are 5 points: respect, approachability, open communication, caring, and maintaining a positive outlook and attitude. So many of these components are connected and intertwined with one another. In the article, Creating a Welcoming Learning Environment, it is suggested on the first day of class to make it a point for everyone to get to know each other's names, maybe even playing a game, like a memory game, in order to make that happen. Okay, so the students can converse with each other. Okay, keeping notes on a chart is also another useful tool for professors to put in place to help keep student information organized. Okay, another best practice for building rapport with learners is to have a sense of humor. Have the ability to recognize one's own mistakes and share personal stories and anecdotes. Okay, this shows that teachers are human, they do make mistakes, and they are a product of their own experiences. So doing these things can go a long way to foster mutual respect and can help build those connections in the classroom. Maintaining eye contact when teaching, encouraging students to speak with each other in addition to speaking with the teacher, communicating expectations for each class, sticking to a routine, actively listening, and honing in on the nonverbal clues from students allows for the entire classroom vibe to be positive and one in which learning and growing really is the goal. Honestly, it really should go without saying, but treating all students with respect, with equal respect, is paramount. Furthermore, being available and approachable is important for both teachers and students. So when teachers do create an opportunity to meet with students individually, they can learn more about their academic and personal goals. The students need to feel the instructor is approachable in the first place. So creating that comfortable environment really is so essential. Okay, in addition, Trinia Kaufman suggests in her paper, Building Positive Relationships with Students, What the Brain Science Says, that having more positive than negative interactions with students is really important. And then also trying to incorporate student interests in lessons when possible can help create more meaningful relationships with those individual students in the classroom. Okay, so there are so many best practices for building relationships and rapport with students. But honestly, students really do know, they have a sense on when a teacher is not genuine. So honestly, the best advice that I could give is to be positive. Be happy to be in your own classroom. It should be a place where you're happy to be as well. Okay, you really just kind of want to go there. You want to be there and you want to be in the moment with your learners. Okay, so learning interests of students might actually come before learning about their needs. Okay, so obviously teachers can put out student surveys, questionnaires, conversations in the classroom, have individual meetings that will help the instructor get to know the interests of their students. Learning what they need might actually come during the instruction and with the assessment approaches that the teacher utilizes. These could include simple observations during class time, whether the student participates verbally, how the student expresses themselves in writing, end of class check-ins, and formal assessments. So this is why it is important for the teacher to provide timely feedback. So feedback is given based on student work, and it is through that work that the instructor learns the academic needs of their students. Okay, so if a comfortable classroom has been established, students with needs other than academic ones would feel comfortable enough to approach the teacher to engage in an open discussion. Okay, so I believe as a teacher, there might be nothing really better than to have students with differing viewpoints. We are not all the same. So when students do feel free to express their opinions and thoughts within the comfortable confines of the classroom that has been established, true, meaningful discussions can take place. Teachers must realize that everyone has their own personal stance and outlook on things. And this is based on an individual's culture, background, social context, and experience. So learning can be so enhanced when those different perspectives are shared. Okay, on a more personal note, I do hope that what I kind of just mentioned holds true in this class. Personally, I do not necessarily apply a Christian worldview. I do apply my own individual worldview on things, which very well might include some of the components of the Christian worldview. What I believe in as a person is to treat others how I want to be treated. As a teacher, I appreciate deeply different cultures and diverse people and feel we really do have so much to learn from each other. Most importantly, I believe in tolerance, kindness, treating others with respect no matter what they believe, who they love, etc. So my hope every year is that my students learn and grow from where they were when they first started. I have the same desire for my adult learners as well. And by supporting culture and diversity in the classroom, perhaps my education and growth will in turn prosper. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share some of my insights, some of what I learned throughout this discussion. Take care. Knowledge is power.